Hello, Kaylians. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kaylee, and I love to prep. So one thing I like to do in my free time is scroll on Pinterest and look at clothes that I want to make or am inspired by. And while scrolling on there one day, I saw Megan Moroney wearing these jeans, and I knew it was her right away. I was so eager to make this outfit, mostly the jeans. And at the time that I found this outfit, I was only a few weeks away from going to a Megan Moroney show in Houston at the rodeo. And so I was really hoping that I could have these done in time, but that just didn't work out. I'm sad we missed the deadline, but I'm so excited to show you how we made these. Let's get into it. Let's go. Ah! So before we get into how I made the jeans, I wanted to show you guys some photos and videos from the rodeo show. She did absolutely amazing, and I just had so much fun. They opened with a Hannah Montana song. I go to the Houston rodeo pretty much every year. I definitely try and go every year, and I have quite a long history. Truthfully, this year I actually went twice. I spent a little over $500 on the 2 tickets for the Megan Moroney show. And as you can see, I was pretty close to the stage, so I was absolutely thrilled about that. This very same week, I went to the Shaboozie's show and absolutely had a blast there as well. So frankly, this was my favorite Houston livestock rodeo show. Now, I'm going to shut up for just a second so you can listen to her. Alright, now that I've taken a moment to praise the queen herself, let's get into how I made these pants. So the first step to this project was to pick a pair of jeans to cut and a pair of jeans to sew on both. Once I've figured out which jeans I'm going to destroy into just the heart strips, keep in mind you need light wash and dark wash denim, and you need to cut 10 hearts of each denim for each pant leg. So 20 hearts total and 10 of each color. I traced my heart-shaped pattern about an inch thick, as you can see here, onto a piece of poster board that I then cut out, and now that is what I have on top of my denim. And I'm going to use my electric scissors to cut out those hearts on the outside line, and then I'm going to go in and cut the inside out. I sped up this footage a little bit. Make sure you're being very careful around those edges, because the most important thing is that these hearts are symmetrical, at least to each other. Meaning you can have a wonky heart shape as long as you consistently use that wonky heart shape. I find it helpful to peel away the extra fabric as I cut, especially when I'm cutting curves. So if you're someone who's more new to cutting and sewing, that is a helpful trick for you. I went ahead and switched to my rotary cutter because I knew that using this would make my lines cleaner and just be a little bit easier and faster. The electric scissors are amazing, however, they are really meant to cut down cutting time, and that's not happening at the moment. So then I pinned those hearts to the jeans that I wanted to sew them onto, and now I'm going to cut the side seams so that when I sew it, it's a much easier piece to sew. If I were to take these to the machine right now, I would sew through the front and back of the jeans, and essentially I would sew the jeans closed. You also want to be careful when pinning those hearts to make sure that they overlap like a chain would. The way that I did this was by cutting a slit in the top of each heart and using that to overlap and underlap. Also, when you're cutting the side seams, be careful to not cut into the pocket. These jeans had an extra panel, so I was able to cut a different seam and not worry so much about where the pocket was. Your pockets are stuffed with candy. Alrighty, and just like a pizza, what you do to one side, you must do to another. So that's what it looks like on this side. Now we're gonna have to go ahead and start cutting the other one. So just give me a minute while I do that. Just kidding, Queen, I already did. I only pinned the heart strips down into a few different places. If I had wanted them to be more secure, I would have used more pins. However, this was an easy fix. Honestly, as long as they are pinned in the places where they need to overlap, it doesn't matter too much. Alright, and now we're just going to take those jeans over to the machine and sew on top of the heart strips. On Megan Moroney's pair of these jeans, hers are stitched on the outlines of the hearts. However, to make this a little bit easier, honestly, and what I would recommend for you is to just stitch in the middle or really anywhere you can make it. So I stitched down a couple and then I went back to putting them in place in a safe way. Frankly, sewing these were so hard. It was like constantly turning these jeans. And because the jeans were already sewn together, it was very bulky and just like really hard, just annoying. It was such a tedious, annoying project. I got so frustrated while doing this. And because of that, I don't need to show y'all all of the footage, but I can skim through it so that you guys get the idea. I had to turn it every time I got to the top and the bottom of a heart, and making that little M at the top with the stitching without an embroidery machine is just a little bit more tedious. If you sew, you know. But hang in there, because in the end, these jeans were absolutely adorable and totally worth all the blood, sweat, and tears that I poured in. You have to sew the entirety of the heart, which often means doing some back stitching. Because these hearts are interlocked, it's almost like you have to ride onto another heart for a second in order to get to the bottom of the other one. Don't forget to back stitch while doing this, and any other sewing project, of course, as well. I'm not gonna lie though, guys, look, I was locked and this entire clip was like 24 minutes long, so I'm definitely not gonna make y'all watch that entire thing. And doing one pant leg was much easier than the other because I didn't have to pull through the fabric as much. It was able to like hang on the outside of the machine. Honestly, I'm kind of glad that I had to do the hard pant leg first, because if I would have done the easy one and then run into the hard one later, I would have been annoyed. But this felt like a slice of cake compared to what I had experienced with pant leg 1. So I'll take that. A win is a win, my friends. We did it. Now that we're done stitching the heart links onto the jeans themselves, we have to actually sew the jeans back together at the side seams so that we can wear them without showing our booty to the world. If you're worried about precision, go ahead and take the time to pin these together first. I'm pretty comfortable with winging it, so that's what I did. Now I'm gonna lay those jeans back down, and now we have to sit down and cut all these hearts out in the middle. Again, this clip alone was another 24 minutes long before I trimmed it up and edited it, so I'm gonna let you watch this in real time for about a minute, and then I'm gonna skim through and speed through the rest of it. I also chose not to use my electric scissors for this because I didn't want to have them go like faster than I wanted and accidentally cut the heart links that I spent so long sewing. What a flattering angle I'm in right now. Wow, Kaylee, beautiful. Great job as a YouTuber. Alright, so you'll see here that I did start speeding the clip up. However, denim is pretty hard to cut through, so it did still take me a while even with the time lapse. My poor little hand was cramping. Maybe I'm just bad at cutting, like I don't know. Again, I will say you want to be pretty careful with where you cut these hearts because you don't want to cut the stitching. Frankly, that would be a nightmare. So even though it's really tedious, be careful, slow down, and just take your time with it. Although, even though I say that, I'm actually going to speed up this clip a little more, just so that you can, we can go ahead and skip to the next step. There we go. It's like, go, Kylie, go. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Once you do have all 10 of the hearts cut out on each pant leg, this is what it looks like.
Wow, it's intense, guys.
This was the first time I tried them on, and already I was really excited. However, I felt like the chains hearts needed a little bit more structure. They were curling a little bit in some edges. So the easiest way to fix that or prevent that is to do another round of stitching once the hearts are cut out, or this is what I did. You can use fusible interfacing on the inside and cut that out as well. For now, I paired them with this pearl beaded top that I made about a year ago in one of my other videos. And I played around, did some jumps, all that kinds of stuff to make sure that they wouldn't fall apart while they're on my body because, again, nightmare fuel. It was about 3 p.m. when I finally was able to try these on, and I was so excited I wanted to go show my mom, so I actually decided to just wear these to my mom's, and then afterwards I went to Kobe's because he's going on a trip, and I had to say goodbye to my bestie. A gorgeous moment for the Betsy Johnsons because they are absolutely stellar with the jeans. Kobe and I went and got some from Sonic, so here's a little clip from our vlog. Out of 8 minutes of a conversation we had, this is what I decided to crop out to show you guys.
You're not gonna be my friend anymore, what?
If you're obese now.
You're like fatter than me.
This is a healthy weight for my size, thank you.
Look at all your pants are getting tight on all of them.
Well, these are shorts. These weren't even my size shorts. These weren't my size shorts. I got these from my old boss, and he's like 2 times smaller than I am. I just threw them all. I took them from him because he was like, yeah, I'm getting rid of all these.
Smart, yeah. You have these pink shorts, and the other pink shorts are like too small. It's okay.
Yeah, the other ones I bought at Ross, and they actually did fit me at one point. And then I guess I gained thigh.
People grow. That's horrible. I can't wear most of them. Like, I actually still...
I can fit most of my clothes from high school, like all the shorts and stuff. But exactly, like, I put them on now, and they just don't look the same. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my hips are built for more. Like, I'm not 16 anymore. I can't wear those. Why do you always spell Eric's name wrong? How do you spell it? A-E-R-I with a K, yeah. You know, I'll correct it. E-R-I-C-K. That, I'll correct it. S-O. Johannes Lungo and sit there.
I wouldn't fucking know. 960 is your change. Oh, thank you. And then... dogs. It may be hot. Yes. Wait, this wasn't...
We have 2.
And then here's your ocean water. Oh, it's because the fries are in there. Coke. I love your top, by the way. Thank you. Y'all have an amazing night. It's from Windsor if you want to. They have good sales. Thank you.
Once I got home from sending Kobe off, that is when I decided to go ahead and do the fusible interfacing. So I did that and cut those out. As you can see, I feel like it did make a big difference. The lines of the hearts are just much cleaner and straighter now. They lay on my legs much better and more evenly. I also added a small little patch on the side of one of the hearts because I felt like my was too out. Not that it was really showing anything more than my thong, still I felt much better. I am so proud of how these came out. I'm so excited to wear these with all kinds of different tops and outfits. I feel like a baddie in them, so I'm definitely going to be using them. But since I didn't actually get to wear them to the rodeo, here is me wearing them at the rodeo. Haha, thank you, CapCut. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and check back for other videos. But until then, I'll see you in the next one. Love you, bye!